You're back. Listen, I did indeed find a way in which we can play our voice notes. I am within now and I'm ready to find out. Remember, I asked you to send us voice notes just to let us know, or WhatsApp messages, or you can send us messages up on Facebook and let us know how you're celebrating, World Radio Day, but also, what are some of your memories and what is radio to you? That's the kind of things that we want to kind of find out. Got a couple of WhatsApp voice notes here, Lungi, that I think it is that time now that we go ahead and play and just hear what people had to say about this one. All right.
As we celebrate World Radio Day, I think my fondest memories of radio would definitely be the breakfast shows that I used to listen to because I think the breakfast shows kept me company as a child when I was getting ready for school, getting dressed. And also, it was a sing along moment in the morning because I think back then the radio station that we did listen to constantly played whatever music was in at the time. Just also kept me abreast of whatever music was coming out as a child. But then also on the drive to school in the shuttle or lift club thing that we took, they used to play the same radio station, and then they had a segment where you would guess words, spell words. A lot of like brain stretching activities. So I really think for me, that's what radio did. But even into my like adult life, or rather young adult, because I don't think I'm an adult much, the breakfast show keeps me company. The one that I listen to currently, also because it's quite a drive from home to work. So the jokes, the current affairs, just also having easy access to knowing what's going on in the country, by the click of a button. Yeah, so I think in a nutshell, that's really what radio has done for me. It's kept me constantly in tune with what's happening in the world, in and around me. And yeah.
Facts.
Yo, yo.
Definitely facts. Facts. Before we go into our voice notes, I just want to let you know this is the Jump Off on Keith Nyesi Radio, the station of the gods. My name's Quax. I'm hanging out with Lungi. It is World Radio Day today, so we're doing Tech Tuesday a little differently. I'm broadcasting live from number 16 Smart Road all the way out in Nahoon. So remember, if you're ever out in our neck of the woods and you want to pop in and say what's up, you're more than welcome to do so. Otherwise, it's just gone 2 minutes after the hour of 10 o'clock. We are listening to voice notes now. We had asked you to let us know what Radio Day means to you, or what radio in general means to you, and share some of your memories. So that is what we're doing right now. We're listening to those voice notes. Is there something that you want to say about that voice note? It's really cute, isn't it?
It is. It's incredibly sweet, and I actually it triggered another thing that I was thinking about while she was talking in the voice note. That actually, it is amazing how the radio, whether from coming out of your house, like she said, listening to it in the morning, right? Coming out of your house, somebody's constantly updating you about the weather, about the traffic, about what's happening in current affairs. You're hearing what the latest songs are. You're hearing who's doing what where in the world. You get into a taxi or your shuttle or wherever. Maybe they're playing a different station or whatever, and you get to have more. Like, it's basically radio is accompanying us through our lives. It is fantastic to me.
Definitely. Let's hear another voice note to hear what others had to say about this one.
Yeah, yo. Yeah. Happy World Radio Day.
Yay.
I think, radio for me is remarkable on a technology front. I think its impact in society has been remarkable, and we've grown, as just through information shared on radio, and I think it's remarkable. The technology has been really great, and how it has developed. It came before the TV, of course, and we've used it widely. So radio on that front is amazing, but on the commercial side, obviously, the information sharing parts. I think I just love that. I love it when people just share information. People come on there and they give their stories. People who've been alive for a certain amount of time, exposed to so many different things, and they take that few, like the tiny bit of time to just share their experiences with other people. I just love that. Yeah, man, enjoy it.
Oh, awesome. Yeah, no, it does indeed. I think one thing that I can definitely, attest to is, it was the AFCON World Cup just now. I mean, AFCON World Cup. It was the AFCON Cup, and the Bafana was playing, and I had a situation where I had load shedding. And guess where I heard what was happening? On radio. On radio, because I was just so hacked. I was like, oh my word, load shedding. And I was just like crying because I'm like, oh, I have to watch this game. And literally switch on the radio on my phone, and there we go. We had it, and everyone's telling me what's going on. And the thing is that people know me as the sports hun, so it's always like, Quacks, what's happening? What's the score? So I'm like, I can't even give my people the score because I can't watch it because the TV is off because of load shedding. But radio came through to the rescue and did the right thing. So I mean, yeah, it definitely has made a difference in everyone's life throughout your walk of life, right?
Yeah, and can you imagine, especially like for us here in South Africa, I believe I was reading about some stuff that, because obviously there were lots of publications talking about World Radio Day, and I think we're celebrating 100 years in South Africa this year of radio. So that is huge. It's definitely been a part of our lives. It's been part of our families. It's been a uniting force. It's been, even in COVID, in times of COVID, it was the one reliable source that wasn't going to fail. People could use the radio to actually keep people safe, which is fantastic. Just like you're saying, in the time when we're experiencing things like load shedding and stuff, if you still have a radio with is an MP, those batteries.
Yes.
Then I mean, you're going to stay in the know. You're going to stay abreast of what's happening. But it's just
and also it keeps you company, because remember, load shedding is like quiet. Everything is just silent and quiet. You've got someone that's keeping you company if you're alone or living alone, or you know what I mean. So there's just so many things that radio does to our lives. It's a friend when we need one. It gives us information. We can dance and party and have a good time. There's so many things that radio does for us. So yeah, it's amazing, absolutely amazing. I'm gonna play another voice note. We've got 2 more voice notes. And then we're going to wrap it up. All right, Lumster. Cool.
Today is World Radio Day. And I think it's a very important day that we get to share the people behind the news, the entertainment, the music, the beautiful voices. And I feel like as a community, all of us, we are so blessed to have such a platform that shares and inspires on a daily basis. Happy World Radio Day.
Oh, thank you. That's cute, right?
Happy World Radio Day.
Yeah, I think as well, Lungi, I just want to just mention that, as people that are behind the mic and doing this, we don't necessarily understand the impact that we have, because we just doing what we love, right? We just, having chats and, playing music, having a good time, sharing information, but it's something that we love. So we don't really get to understand, the impact that it has. So it's really nice to also just hear this,
It's true. And even earlier on when you were talking about the sports thing, and how you ended up listening to the match on the radio, I was somebody mentioned yesterday that whenever, because growing up they only used to listen to the radio, they didn't have a TV, right? It was a bit like back then, and that the one thing that they can't forget is how, after having experienced being at an actual stadium watching a match, they feel that the way that the commentators brought the blow by blow of what's happening on the field made them feel like they were in the stadium. And she mentioned
Yes.
specifically that it used to be the Xhosa commentators that they used to listen to, obviously, you know.
Yeah.
And so she's like, the way they would describe things, and they made that whole thing come alive for them in their minds while sitting at home. And I think that also speaks to the people behind the scenes, the kind of passion and effort and work they put in to really bring these things alive in the theater, in your mind, the theater of the mind, I guess, you know. It's just fantastic.
It's absolutely beautiful. If you just tuned in, this is the Jump Off on Keith and Yesi Radio. My name's Quacks. I'm hanging out with Lungi all the way in Cape Town, and we are celebrating World Radio Day. And right now we've been playing voice notes just to hear what people have to say about this day. I've got a last voice note that I want to play before we wrap it up with Lungi and say our goodbyes, because then I've got another interview. But yeah, let's play the last voice note and have a listen to what you think about this day.
Good morning, Jump Off. It is I, Attenda's Fight. You're hailing all the way from Pick and Bay. Oh man, my memories from childhood regarding radio. I remember I used to listen to radio during Test cricket times, and I remember like falling in love with the commentating, and how this guy expresses himself, and what the players are doing. So it was very captivating to me how I can imagine being right there at the stadium, looking at these guys, having a sense of the atmosphere and what's going on around the stadium. Radio has that type of ability where you can imagine what's happening without even viewing anything. So I'm very grateful for that. I'm an artist, so anything to do with imagination and unlocking your imagination and making sure that you don't see things within the naked eye, but you see things not even spiritually, but you see things without even having to see them. That's something that's great. Thank you, Jump Off. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it.
Let's get it indeed.
Let's get it. Yeah, look, I mean, literally what you just said, Lungi, literally what you just said is what, you know, he's saying. And yeah, it's absolutely incredible, you know, to think of how you know, we kind of all have the same sort of appreciation for this. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. I think also when it comes beyond the, like, I mean, just like the sports stuff, like, you know, how they would paint the picture and create that atmosphere for you while you're sitting at home.
Yeah.
One thing that also is that I've always loved is the radio dramas and the stories on the radio. You know,
my mom till this day, like, she loves that. Like, my mom till this day, imali ngo-9,
Imali, you can't.
At 9 o'clock, time for imali. She needs to get involved. It's hectic.
You can't, it's still a thing. Like, up until, like, I think very recently, like, I don't know how I got sucked into it, because it was never my thing. I think just being around my mom, like, you know, I don't know, being around her during the day for some reason, then you would hear, and I started getting into Ibali. And then the one time somebody said, "Itin in alento," and there I go filling it in. And I'm like, and it makes you feel, but it's like so nice. Once you start listening to it, it captivates you and you're in. I promise you, don't get sucked in. Otherwise, now.
Mate, want to thank you so much for hanging out, and we must do this again soon, like, but live.
Definitely.
Like, I must be in Cape Town, and then we just
come.
I'm coming.
No, you must come.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Lungi. Enjoy the rest of your day and happy World Radio Day.
Thank you very much for having me, to you and the listeners of the Jump Off. Absolutely amazing show. I love it. I love it. I love it. Thank you. Have a great day further. And of course, to you too, happy World Radio Day. Mwah.
Thank you so much. The time right now is the 40 minutes after the hour of 10 o'clock. This is still the Jump Off on Keith Nyesi Radio according to you. It's the station of the gods, baby. My name's Quarks. I was hanging out with Lungi and we did the damn thing on World Radio Day. Right now, though, we're going to get into some music. And right after that, I've got a guest coming through. His name is Sammy Bronze. And actually, one of the questions I'm going to ask Sammy Bronze is, what has the radio done for music? Because, as an artist, he probably has a lot to share with us on that front, right?
Yes, definitely.
All right, bye-bye, my girl. Enjoy the rest of your day. Let's get into some music and let's get into some music.